The World Test Championship has gone South Africa's way, and only a moron would have said Australia were going to walk it. Everybody should have bet on South Africa. Everybody knew it was going to be South Africa's trophy. That's because they're the best test team in the world, and they qualified for it because they won all those test matches. So good for South Africa. To be fair, it was a hell of a final. Yes, fine, the toss of a coin was a contributing factor, and I think certainly levelled the playing field out quite a lot. But South Africa have won. They finally got a trophy to put in that Cape Town trophy cabinet. And the only logical way to go about figuring out who contributed, who did well, who didn't do so well in the World Test Championship final at Lord's is obviously putting all 22 players in a tier list. Now, they're all mixed up. We're not going to go in any particular order, but we've got a star at the top and we've got a bin at the bottom. There will definitely be people in both of those categories, and there'll be people obviously just slap bang in the middle of it. But looks like we're going to start with Lungi and Ngidi. Now, I don't think Lungi and Ngidi can kind of go anywhere really other than just slap in the middle. Other than the fact he won. Does he get any extra points for the fact he won? But he went 0 for 45 in 8 overs in the first innings. And then bowled like an absolute dream in the second with 3 for 38 from 13. Like that is, well, that's quite kind of polarising, isn't it, as a performance. So for me, I think across the entire game, I think Lungi and Ngidi goes in just as a B, just flat in the middle. Doesn't really need to worry about too much. We're going to go another South African. This time, it's going to be Keshav Maharaj. And if you've looked at his media shot, it genuinely looks like he is. He's done something he shouldn't have done, is what it looks like with Keshav Maharaj. I don't know what he's done, but it does definitely looks like it's something that he shouldn't have done. Not a huge surprise that spin didn't have a huge role to play in the final. 1 for 19 from the first, 7 runs with the bat. Then what happened after that? None for 17, and obviously didn't get in that final inning. So he obviously hasn't performed as well as Ngidi. I don't think he's had as big of an impact. It was the wicket of Carey that he got as well. He was on 23 in the first inning. So, like, important, don't get me wrong, but he's not a Lungi Ngidi. So C, I think, is the tier or the column there where it's like, you've just been there. You've not really done a huge amount, but you've been there. Where do we go next? Let's see who's kicking around next. Let's go Josh Hazlewood. Josh Hazlewood. What an absolute superstar Josh Hazlewood is. 1 for 27 in the first innings for Josh Hazlewood from 15 overs. So that economy rate was less than 2. He also had that really, really handy 11th wicket partnership with Mitch Starc to get Australia up to 207. It wasn't a losing cause, but they did put on, nearly 60, I think, for that partnership, which is pretty damn good. And then 1 for 58 in the second innings. I really like Josh Hazlewood. Does he go in at B? Does he go in at C? I'm going to go C for Josh Hazlewood. I'm going to go C. You can comment. Let me know who you think has done well. Let me know who you think hasn't done well, because I would really genuinely like to know. Let's go Cam Green next. Let's go for another Australian. The guy that can't bowl, so therefore got the opportunity of batting 4 for the Australian Test side. He'd done really well for Gloucestershire in the County Championship. I think he's got 300s in 5 games. And in 2 innings, he contributed 4 runs for Australia. So can't go anywhere other than the bin, I'm afraid, Cam Green. Who's next? Bo Webster. Bo Webster, another all-rounder that's been playing in the UK over the course of the summer. He did okay, didn't he? 72 in the first innings. 72 in the first innings. Did bowl a bit, but not really enough to get too excited about. And then didn't do very well in the second innings. So 72 in the first. I mean, there's no way Australia are getting up to 212 without his 72. So does he go in at B? I don't think he does. Does he? Doesn't he? I suppose he does, because Ngidi's gone in at B. So based on that same logic, Webster goes in at B. Aiden Markram. He was he picked up a wicket, didn't he? Just out of nowhere, picked up Smith's wicket in the first innings. I don't know how that happened. I don't think Smith knows how that happened either. Didn't do very well with the bat. Got a globe in the first one, six deliveries, and then scored a match-winning 136 to win the World Test Championship. I think he might be a star. I think he has to be, doesn't he? He's got to be. He's got to be the star. You look past, he got the wicket of Smith, got 136 runs it's in the star, and I probably shouldn't have hesitated as much as what I did there. Nathan Lyon. Nathan Lyon is next. What's he done? He got 2 runs with the bat, no wickets. Did he go wicketless throughout the entire one? He did, didn't he? Poor old Nathan Lyon. It wasn't his surface, was it? But you're going in the bin with Cam Green. Who have we got next? Let's go Marco Janssen. Marco Janssen, bowled like a dream. Him and Rabada with a new ball in that first innings. Superb. 3 for 49. Didn't get the runs that I think South African fans would have been hoping for. 0 of 3 in the first innings. What did he get in the second? He didn't get in, did he? In the second. But he did bowl well. 5 wickets in the match. 5 wickets? 4 wickets. 4 wickets in the match. He did well. He did bowl really well. That pressure that he and Rabada put together in that first session was superb. And I think for that, I think he goes in at A for me. I'm treating him as a bowler. I'm not treating him as an all-rounder. Fight me. I don't care. Who's next? Who do we go for? Ryan Rickleton. Yeah. 16 and 6. 16 and 6? No. 16 and 6. I was right. I thought I was right. As a top order batter, 16 and 6. Does he get out of the bin because he's won? Does he get out of the bin because he's won? No. Afraid not. You're in there with Cam Green and Nathan Lyon. Unlucky. Where do we go next? Carl Verreynne next on the chopping block. Kept pretty tidily, I think, throughout the course of the game. And as a specialist and a fellow member of the Wicketkeepers Union, I think it's well worth recognising the fact that a wicketkeeper has kept tidily. 13 off 39 with the bat in the first innings. And then, 4 not out at the end to be there, which at the World Test Championship final to secure the mace. So at that point there, I think you get an little bit of extra for it. So I'm going to put him in at C. I think he kept well. He didn't score a lot of runs, but he did what he had to do. Where do we go next? Wiaan Mulder. Now, this is quite controversial for me. We'll look at the bowling. Wicketless in the first innings, and then 1 wicket in the second. Batted quite well in the second innings. 27 off 50. That's not really going to be enough to get you too excited. But 6 off 44 in the first innings. Now, a lot of people were saying that was rubbish. I don't think it was, because I think if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't have set up that 36 from Temba Bavuma and the 45 from David Bedingham on the second day. And now I know 138 isn't every day going to win you a test match, but in this scenario it did. And I don't think without Wiaan Mulder's kind of dig in at the end of day one, those two would have been able to have done that. They would have been out there early, like late on in day one, and they possibly would have perished. Don't get me wrong, he's not set the world on fire, but I think he's done a pretty good job, to be fair. I think he played the situation well. So I'm going to put him in at C with Carl Verreynne, Keshav Maharaj, and Josh Hazlewood. Usman Khawaja, again, batters, 0 off 20 in the first. 6 off, well, he's going in the bin, isn't he? That's not much point even thinking too much about it. You're going straight in the bin. Usman Khawaja, I'm sorry. It's not gone well. And to go in the bin with you can be none other than Marnus Labuschagne, 17 and 22. Took an absolute screamer in the first innings to get rid of Temba Bavuma. He's not an opening batter. And this is where, Dave Warner retired 2 years ago for Australia, and they just haven't even given an opening batter a go. Smith's had a go. Khawaja's obviously still there. Labuschagne's had a go. Got a feeling Head might have had a go. Constas has had a go. Pukovsky's just had to retire because he kept getting clonked in the noggin. He's not an opening batter. He just isn't. You're going down there. Yes, you're going down there. Pat Cummins. Handsome Pat Cummins. What more is there to be said about Pat Cummins? 6 for 28 in the first innings. 6 off 5 with the bat. Then he got, 1 for... Look, he was brilliant, wasn't he? He was absolutely superb. I hate to say it as an English cricket supporter, but 6 for at Lords, the first time that's happened since Bob Willis in the 80s, is phenomenally good as captain. So you're going to go all the way up in an A because you haven't won. And I think that's worth mentioning. It's worth clinging on to. Travis Head, not doing this in any order, as you might have guessed, but 11 with the bat. followed by 9. You're going down there in the bin with the rest of them. Stephen Smith, horrendously dislocated finger. 13 in the second innings. Was it 66 in the first that he got? 66 in the first. I thought he was just chalked in for another Lord's 100. Another 100 in England. It wasn't meant to be. He's had a good game, though. Relatively speaking, he has had a good game. And I think if we're going to base this all on low-scoring games, everybody's going to be down the back end of it. And I don't think that's particularly good, kind, or fair. So I'm going to put Steve Smith in... I think 66 is weighted runs. I think that's a pretty good effort. So Smudger, you're going to go in at A. You can't say that I don't like Australians, can you? You really can't. Who else have we got kicking around in here? What have we got left? Temba Bavuma, Alex Carey. Let's get rid of Alex Carey. 23 in the first innings. Dropped a big catch, didn't he? In 43 in the second. I think that does mark him down a little bit. I'm going to put him in there with Carver Aina. I think he did okay as a wicket keeper. I think he did okay with the number of runs. And plus, if we go too far, too many more in the bin, we're going to run out of space, aren't we? So that's not gone particularly well. We got Stubbs and Beddingham here. Tristan Stubbs, another middle order batter that just really struggled, didn't he? 2 of 13. And what did he get? That was the first innings. And what did he get if I just remind myself here in the seconds? 8. I mean, sorry, Tristan. You're very exciting and I do quite like you, but you're going in the bin. David Beddingham, again, somebody that churns them in the county championship up at Durham. 45, a crucial 45 in that first innings total of 138 for South Africa. Second time around, 21 not out. I think you have to add it with a bit of weight to it. And I don't necessarily think he's done... Look, he's going in at B for me. He's going in at B. A 45 and 21 not out is not going to write a newspaper headline. But how crucial was it in that game to score that 45 in the first innings to get up to 138 and make sure that deficit wasn't ridiculous? Mitch Stark, left arm pacer, bowled brilliantly, didn't he, at the start? What happened in that first innings? Did he get any runs? No. 2 for 41 in the first over, 58 not out, plus then bowled brilliantly 3 for 66. I think he goes up at A. I think he does. I like Mitch Stark as a cricketer. Not when he's playing against England, but I do like Mitch Stark as a cricketer. Right, we've got Kagiso Rabada and Temba Bavuma left. Both absolutely brilliant. There's no doubt in my mind here that Kagiso Rabada with... What did he get in the match? 4. Did he get 9 in the match? I think he did. Goes on the home honours board, which is quite crazy. I think he's the second overseas cricketer now to end up on the home honours board at Lord's. So he's a star. No doubt about that whatsoever. Temba Bavuma, captain absolutely brilliantly. 36 in the first innings, followed by 66 in the second. He's going to go in at a star as well. And there are my World Test Championship final official ratings and rankings of all of those that played in that game. So thanks for watching. Let me know whether you think I've got them right. Let me know what I've got wrong, because I obviously have got a couple wrong here. And don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you very soon for another video.